Everything she asked for in her thing, she got. Okay, but it took her 16 years. Hi everyone, it's Gull Khan here, your money mindset expert, and I help entrepreneurs to break free from the limiting beliefs, to reverse their money shame, and to blast through the money blocks so that they can live a life of unlimited abundance. I'm talking today about the universe. So I normally get clients telling me, Gull, I've been trying to manifest this and that, but the universe isn't listening. I can't manifest it. I can't manifest that. I'm not able to manifest the car, the husband, the wife, the business, the partnerships, the children, the health, the body, whatever, so much. And the idea is I can't manifest this and I can't manifest that. And I've been praying. And I was thinking about this today because as I was praying, it's Friday today. So I do long prayers on Fridays, as always. And especially because of Ramadan, I'm fasting. And I began to think about how we do prayers and what happens. For those of us who actually are not religiously inclined and they're more secular and they talk to divine source energy or universal energy and so forth, the idea is pretty much the same. So I have my religious friends telling me, I've been praying to God and God is not listening. And then I have my clients or other people who are more secular, they're saying, Go, universe doesn't listen to me. The universe isn't working for me. It just, my manifestations just don't work. And I got thinking in terms of, how have I manifested and what's happened, and those are my clients as well, and generally what I've seen, and what are the common things that I find, the people who do manifest and those who don't, and what happens during the process of the manifestation process in the first place. And I found some commonalities, and I think this is very important for us to highlight, for you to understand when you start the manifestation process. It doesn't matter if you're doing it talking to the universe or through the law of attraction methodologies, or when you're doing a prayer, when you're praying to divine source energy, or when you're praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or Buddha or Rama or Krishna or whoever you're praying to, okay, or Jesus for that matter. It doesn't matter who you're praying to religiously or who you're asking for, in terms of universal, when using the law of attraction methodologies, you're manifesting in both instances. The principles are the same. Now, if you're praying and if you're manifesting, using law of attraction, the methodology is pretty much the same. So what happens when, why do you think your prayers get unanswered? Or why do you feel that universe, why is it sometimes the universe does answer and other times the universe doesn't answer? And the way to understand that point is, there are ways in which you ask, for starters, okay? But there's also a way of, there's common things. There's you asking, it's you putting the energy out in terms of once you've done the asking part, and then being consistent with that, being consistently, sending that right sort of energy out. And thirdly, really importantly, the expectation, expecting it. And finally, the persistent and being patient part, okay? So I'm going to break this down for you very, very easily, okay? I'm breaking down very easily. But the first thing is, in both, it doesn't matter if you're praying or if you're doing it through manifestation, you have to ask. You have to be very clear when you ask. Just crying about everything that's gone wrong with your life doesn't help. You saying to universe, this is wrong with me. This is wrong with me. That's wrong with me. Okay. And all religious texts, I don't care which religious religion you follow, whether it be as Christianity, be it Judaism, be it Islam, be it Hinduism. Doesn't matter what religion you follow. They all say you can pour your heart out to God. Absolutely you can. But instead of then they complain to God and, good God, this is wrong with me. God, that's wrong with me. This is wrong with me. Instead, focus on asking for what you want. Okay, that's the first thing, from both religiously and secularly. Okay, ask for what you want rather than complaining what you don't want. Right. So that's first thing. Okay, asking for what you want. Then secondly is doing it one-off. Right, so praying for that, for example, asking in turning up to, let's do in the religious context. So, for example, when I was doing my prayer today, me praying for that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever amount of time I dedicate to my prayers, when I'm praying and asking God for X, Y, and Z, if I just do that, and then for the rest of the 24 hours, I'm going away thinking, oh, this has gone wrong with my life, and that's gone wrong with my life, and God's not doing this, and God isn't doing that. Do you see what's happening here? I'm actually, I'm nothing's going to manifest in my life, because what I'm doing is telling God, talking to God, and saying, God, I want X, Y, and Z, and spending the rest of the time, which is majority of the time, thinking God's not going to give it to me. God is punishing me. God is doing this to me. God is doing that to me. Are you understanding the point? Now, bringing this on into the law of attraction, framework. When you're talking to the universe and saying, universe, give me this, and this, and you do that, you can do that either through vision boards or when you just normally just holding the intention or various other methodologies that you can, all the different manifesting techniques that you have. You spend that time doing it for 5-10 minutes. Usually that's the amount of time you dedicate to it. But then the rest of the time you're spending telling the universe, this is wrong with my life, that's wrong with my life, I don't have this and I don't have that, and I don't have this and I don't have that. So you spend all this time telling the universe everything that you don't have, right? So what are you going to get in return? You're going to get what you put out is what you come back. So when you talk to the universe in this way, you're going to receive back, or you're going to receive back is actually the thing which has been the dominant energy of yours, which is the lack of limitations, which is the lack of scarcity, which is the things that you don't have. So you get more of what you don't have. Okay, so that's part 2. Right? So that's so you have to be consistent in your putting the energy out. So the way I sort of teach my clients this is, once you've asked God, or once you've asked the universe, whichever framework you want to talk about, stay there. Okay, then be consistent. Okay, fine. This is the energy that I'm asking. I'm going to be focused on what I want. I'm going to be focused on thinking about what I want. Okay, that's step number 2. Now the third one is, the next element is being consistent with it. So praying one day or praying or asking one day is not enough. I'm not saying spend 24 hours asking for it, but when you do your vision, for example, when you do vision boards, then be consistent with it. Do it every single day. If you are praying, pray every single day. Do you see what I mean? Right? So you have to be consistent in your putting the energy out, because this is the energy you're putting out into the universe. So when you pray to devices, and you pray every single day, and when you're doing your vision boards, or you're doing your intentions, and you're doing your mirror work, or whatever methodology you're using, do it every day. So being consistent with it is also very, very important. Okay, that's number 3. Now the number 4 is probably the most important element. Right? It's really important, and that's being expecting the good results, expecting your goods to come to you. Now, a lot of people pray, and I love Bob says, you pray, you pray for, oh God, can we have rain? And then you don't go out with an umbrella, right? So you have to have this really powerful expectations. This is the muscle. The expectations are muscle that you build over time. The more you manifest, the more greater your manifestations come, and the quickly they come, the more you build this muscle. You have to build this muscle. So you have to expect what you ask. What you ask for will happen. This is what you have to think. If I'm asking divine energy to do this, this is going to happen. Right? So if I'm asking the universe to provide me for this, the universe is going to provide me for this. Right? You have to expect it. A lot of the people do the prayers, and especially I find, especially in religious context, a lot of my friends, they pray to God and then they moan about what they don't have. They don't expect God to give it to them. So your prayers are fruitless, right? What are you praying to then? I know this for a fact that in the Quran, in the Islamic holy book, it says, God gives to you God treats you how you expect your treatment from God. So how God is with you, how you expect God to be. In Christianity, in the New Testament, it says, God, ask, and then and those who ask with the expectation that those what they ask will be given to them is given to them. So you have to expect it. Expectation is really vital in any context, be it universal laws, be it trying to using these new age manifestation techniques, or when you're praying. If you don't have the expectation that's going to work out for you, if you don't have the expectation this is going to work for you, if you don't have the expectation that this is going to absolutely happen for you, there's no way it won't happen. You've asked, the universe is going to deliver, God is going to deliver, because God answers all prayers, right? The universe and God is going to deliver for you. When you have that expectation, there is no going back. Okay? This is really, 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 really crucial. A lot of people I know pray without expectation, or they do the vision boards, or they do the manifesting techniques, various techniques. They have all these elaborate techniques they use, but they don't have the expectation to go with it. If you're not expecting the result, you're expecting the opposite. You will get what you expect. So if you pray to God, expecting, God, I want, £10,000 this month, but you're not expecting it to come to you, it will not come to you, because God will answer that. God, okay, God doesn't really expect it. She's asking me, but she doesn't really think she's going to get it, so I won't bother, kind of a thing, right? It's a lot more deeper than that, but I'm saying it lightheartedly, right? And the universe, obviously, when you say to universe, I want $10,000, I'm expecting it, and I want to show me how I can make it. And then you walk around thinking, well, how the hell is this going to come to me? I don't know how it's going to come to me. Why would someone pay me £10,000? Why would people pay me £10,000? Where would I get the £10,000 from? That's not your problem, people. The how is not your problem. Yes, taking inspired action is. You're supposed to take inspired action. So when you ask for something, when you ask for a way to make £10,000, if you get inspired to talk in a particular way, or talk to someone, or go and do a particular thing, take action. Absolutely take action, right? That's called inspired action. Absolutely do that. But expect miracles to happen in your life. When you expect miracles to show up in life, miracles show up in your life, because what you expect, you bring in your 3D world. So step 4 is absolutely crucial. Now, the reason why I did this training was actually the last one, the 5th point. And actually, I'm going to go back and read this is the 5 steps to manifesting rather than actually what I've just said. But anyway, the reason why I was doing this short live for you guys was for this last person, right? The reason why when you think the universe is not listening, and why most people give up, and that's the 5th one, which is probably, the 4th one is really, really important, but the 5th one is the most important, and that comes with patience. Patience, okay? Everything happens in divine right timing, in divine right in order. So you have to give divine energy, universal energy, the time to actually manifest for you, okay? It's like planting a seed in one season, expecting it to germinate and give you, harvest that very season. It doesn't happen that way, guys. It's not going to happen, okay? You expect, as long as you expect that good to come to you, as long as you're expecting it to come to you and you are patient, it will come to you. It will happen. And I've seen this numerous times again in my own life, in my clients' lives, in other people who are around me who've prayed and got. So I'll give you an example. I have an aunt, and she lives on welfare, and she was living in really rundown property. I'm not going to give her name. She's living in really rundown property in East London. Okay, so it's these really crammy flats. These are council estate flats, which are horrible. They're really horrible. And she didn't have, because she doesn't work. Her husband is really ill. They don't work. And she was just, she just prayed, and God, give me a new home. God, give me a new home. God, give me a new home. And she was constantly praying. Right, but she had no means of buying a new place or moving out or renting out, because she doesn't work. She's not well. She's she's unemployed, and her husband is very, very ill. Okay, so he cannot work either. So they're both on welfare and very low income, and the kids have all grown up and gone out. Okay, so this woman, this aunt of mine, she kept praying, and guess what? 16 years later. Now, this is really crucial for you guys to understand, okay? 16 years later, the council decided that the whole estate's going to be demolished. They're going to revote or whatever. She now has a home, which is she went from her home. She's now got a 3-bedroom house in one of the most affluent areas, in East London. Moved from this crammy council estate to this affluent area where most of around the house, around the houses around there are private estates. So she's got a house which is council owned, but it's still council owned, but in a private estate. So it's a really affluent area, with a lovely luscious garden, everything she wanted. She wanted the kitchen, she wanted this, she wanted the large garden, everything she asked for in her thing, she got. Okay, but it took her 16 years. 16 years. She didn't know where the money was going to come from. She didn't know how she was going to get it. She just prayed, and she kept praying, and she came, and she kept, she just kept patient with it, and she finally has this house, right? So I'm not saying it will take 16 years for you. I think there are some other things, other factors involved in this, okay? But the point is, her manifestation came to fruition. She did get what she wanted. Her prayers were answered, okay? So this is really important. A lot of the times when your manifestation hasn't come to fruition, when you haven't seen it in the 3D world, if that's happened, it means that the divine source energy has in its great immense wisdom, has decided not at the moment. You will get what you want, but not yet. And this is where we have to be patient. And I think patience is a virtue that is so hard to come by these days, because we want everything now, today. I ask the universe now, I want it today. I want to have it now, I want to have it today. The attitude that I want it right now, or actually wanted it yesterday, is actually detrimental to you achieving financial success, for you to achieving any kind of success, because you have to be patient. You have to put the work in, you have to put the expectation, and you have to do the actual work, and then have the faith that it's going to happen to you, and have the patience to expect it to happen to you. Does it make sense? This expectation of the universe is not listening to me. I've done all the work. I've done all the praying. I've done all this and I've done all that, etc., etc. Okay, and when you have that kind of attitude, when you go out and say, well, the universe hasn't worked, The universe doesn't work. Oh, this is a load of rubbish. And that's why a lot of people think the law of attraction is a load of rubbish, which is not. Law of attraction is working all the time, or every single moment is giving you what your internal beliefs are actually really believing. But if you actually don't change your mindset, if you don't change your ideology about it, if you don't adopt the element of being patient when you expect something, you're going to actually fail most of the time, because things happen in divine right timing. Okay, if you're asking, I mean, it doesn't matter which way you want to think that. If you're asking God for this, or if you're asking universal energy for this, things have to line up. The right people have to show up at the right time to give you whatever you want to give. Okay, for example, if you want the right partner, if you want to have, for example, your ideal mate may be sitting in Timbuktu at the moment. He or she may have to fly out to New Jersey, fly out to Australia, Sydney, Australia, and they may have to fly out to London before you can meet them, right? This is the way divine energy works, because he has to go to Timbuktu, go to New Jersey, meet some other jerk, get heartbroken or whatever, or fail in a business or something, have some growth, the spiritual growth that they need to go so they can be a good partner for you. Go to Australia, Sydney, Australia, go and experience something else there that allows me to grow into the kind of person that's perfect for you. Are you understanding this? Okay, divine source energy has this amazing grand plan which you and I cannot comprehend, because our thoughts, our ideas are so limited. We are tiny specks in this vast spectrum, and the universe energy encompasses everything. So you have to trust divine source energy. You have to trust divine source energy's plan that this is going to work in the best way for you. First of all, ask in a way that don't say, God, I don't want this, I don't want that. Ask for what you want. That's the first thing. Then ask for it in a way that you are doing it consistently. Don't do it one day and forget the rest of the time, okay? Do it consistently so it's in the forefront of your mind. And thereafter, then do it in ways that that's with the expectation this is going to happen for you. Okay, it's going to happen. It may take 5 days, it may take 5 years. It doesn't bloody matter if it takes 5 damn years. If it takes you 5 years to become a millionaire, so what? If it takes you 5 years to meet your soulmate that you can spend the rest of your life with, which is 50, 60, 70 years, so what? Right? So what? It doesn't matter, okay? I'm not saying it will take that long, but even if it does, you need to get it tied down. You need to be detached from the outcome. You have to be detached and say, okay, I've asked for this. This is going to happen. It's a done deal. I'll just let divine energy bring it in the right time, okay? And when it does happen. Your manifestations will come through, but you have to be patient. A lot of the clients that come to me, they probably can master all the others. They can ask the right, because all the law of attraction gurus talk about this, ask things in a positive way and blah blah blah. They can master that. They master, the fact that they can do it consistently. So they do, do the vision boards consistently, whatever. And they can expect it for maybe a week or 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. Come 4, 5, when they hit like 2 months down the line, the expectations start, their expectation starts to dwindle, and their faith starts to dwindle. And I think, well, it's 2 months already. Why haven't I got my manifestation? It's 2 months already. Why haven't I got this? Okay, this is where you have to be patient. Being patient is the most, I think this is the missing key, because what you want, the kind of partner you want, the kind of wife you want, the kind of husband you want, the kind of health you want, the kind of something else you want is there. Okay, but a lot of the times you are also, remember, while you're asking, while you're going through that when you're going through this tough time, so-called tough time, those are lessons for your soul. You're learning, you're growing, you're developing. Okay, for example, if you want to be a millionaire tomorrow, and at the moment you're going through financial hurdles and financial stress, that means divine energy in its great immense wisdom is saying, okay, Gull needs to go through X, Y, and Z so she can develop and develop some solid roots, develop some solid financial strategies, develop some solid growth habits or living habits or whatever else. She can develop some certain amount of growth, so that when I give her the billions, she's able to handle it and develop it and take it about. Do you see what I mean? Right? So I can handle the money. You can handle the money. So this is very important. So I'm going to end the live there. Hope that was useful to you. So the point being, so it ended up being 5 points. But anyway, the point was being patient. If you're asking for it, whatever you're asking for, you will get. Whatever you're asking for, you will get. I'm here to promise you will get it. But just please, please, please be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with divine source energy, and expect that it's coming. It's just coming in divine right timing. You do not get to choose the timing. You get to choose what you want. Divine source energy gets to choose when you get it. Okay, and let me repeat that. That's so powerful. You get to choose what you want. Divine source energy gets to choose when you get it. That's the distinction. You get to choose what you want. Device energy gets to choose when you get it, and you will get it as long as you remain patient, as long as you remain consistent and honest to this manifestation of yours. I hope that's useful. I hope to see some of you soon, and until next time, bye bye, Lola. Thank you so much. Bye bye.